Welcome back, everybody, to Bloomfield, Canada. Last episode, we were doing some hay contracts, and I am now on my way to turn in all that hay from those contracts. And I'm guessing we're going to get a little bit extra when we turn these in, just because I already turned some in and made pretty good progress in terms of the two contracts. So I'm thinking it won't take too much to get, the finished contract at this point, and then the rest is just extra money for us. This tractor's struggling a little bit to pull this. A little sensitive, I don't know if you can tell. Also, just a quick note, in the background, it is around the 4th of July right now, so you might hear some fireworks going off. I'm not sure if it'll come through the audio or not. I have been trying to play with my audio settings to make it a little bit better. Hopefully it is sounding okay right now, but yeah, if you do hear some fireworks or bangs in the background, that's what that is. Okay, did pretty good on the turn there. So after we turn this in, we have plenty of... Actually, at the moment, I don't remember how much the baler was, but we should have enough for the baler that I've been wanting to get. And before I finish up that last silage contract, I'm going to buy the new baler and use that rather than using the equipment. Kind of like a madhouse of equipment over there right now. Just because it can do the wrapping in one step, the baling and wrapping in one step, without having to go back over the field and wrap all the bales. Just saves a little bit of time. Have to wait for the train. I have no patience. There we go. Right here should do. Let's see what we get. Oh, I hate how it does that. Alright, so it's already finished. This is all extra money now. Not too bad. So what's that? About 6,000? Almost 5,500, something like that. It's not too bad. I'm going to put this back down. Okay, so I'm actually going to use a worker to send you up to field 8. Jump over to this guy. I'm going to use this guy to pick up the baler. So let's look for the baler now. Alright, so balers. There we go. I want the Massey Ferguson, but I'm going to get the fancy colors. I don't know if I've ever used the end turner. Yeah, I don't need it. Change the foil color to a nice red, because I like red. And buy 85.5. Cool. So we now have ourselves a baler. Oh. So let's see. You can change your bale size. Okay, that's what I thought. So this one doesn't go to 180. but that's perfectly fine because if it went to 180, it wouldn't be able to wrap that anyways. You have to use a specific wrapper to wrap 180s. Actually, I'm gonna drive through this guy's field. Actually, no, this isn't my. I just thought to turn around and get some gas, but it doesn't make sense because this is not my tractor. Don't know why I was thinking that. My tractor's just kind of sitting over by our field, technically sitting in someone else's land. I'm sure they don't mind. They don't seem to be using it. It'll be ours eventually. So once I'm done with these contracts, let's see if I can do the auto drive. I don't think there's too much more in terms of contracts to do right now. Yeah, just weeding contracts, which you don't really get too much of a benefit from. They take a lot of time because you have to do them yourselves to get any benefit. You can't really use a worker. And even then, the percent you get back is really not worth it. I mean, I have to try not to crash. I mean, even that one, you're only making $900 when it's done. And that's using no workers. So it's not worth it to really do the weeding contracts. Even if you had your own equipment, I just don't feel like it's worth the time. Not like fertilizing contracts. Fertilizing contracts are almost always worth the time. Very quick and easy way to make money. While I have this, after I'm done, I might as well come back here and bale up what I cut there. That way I don't have to deal with it when it grows again. Alright, so we are at the field. Let's do some baling. Not really sure how many we're going to get off of this. Let's see. I want automatic drop 150. I think that should work okay. Pretty sure you can bale that 150. I always like to bale at the highest size possible just because, you know, you have to deal with less bales. I'm pretty sure once it starts wrapping, I can continue. Yep, cool. Oh, look at that nice red. Should not miss that sitting in the field. The nice thing about this contract too is the drop off is just right over there across the street. So if I end up getting more than the bale holder can hold, it's not really going to be a problem because it's, you know, the drop off is right there. And now that I'm sitting on this field, that's definitely an incline. Kind of wish I got that bale turner. Looks like it's okay though. It's staying there. I don't know if it just turns it to the side or if it, like, you know, puts it up on its end. Putting it up on its end would probably be the best in terms of, you know, not letting it roll away, but I don't think that's what it does. I think it probably just turns it to the side. I don't think I've ever actually used this combo before, now that I think about it. I usually try to go for the big case, because of course it's red. The big case square baler, just because I kind of like the square balers, even though they don't have the ability to wrap like the round ones do. But yeah, this is I think this is going to work out pretty well. I can foresee a lot of bailing on our newly bought field here in the near future, especially here at the beginning when we're trying to build up some cash. Speaking of, I think I've mentioned this in previous videos. Since I decided to kind of switch it up and get that field first, I'm hoping that that allows me, by making silage, allows me to make some money a little bit faster. Um, that way, I don't have to do as many contracts, and hopefully save up enough to get the farmyard kind of land that I've showed before. Um, the unfortunate thing with silage, though, is you have to wait till December, pretty much the winter months, December through February. I think it varies depending on the year when the best time to sell is, but one of those 3 months should probably be the best time to sell. So we'll really just be stockpiling the extra silage bales until one of those 3 months and trying to make the most money out of it. Actually, I think I might try to save what's left from this contract, bring them over to my farm area, and use the leftovers to wait till that time as well, just to get again the most money out of them. I didn't do it for the hay bales because we're not doing that on our field, so I just feel it makes a little bit less money too. It just, to me, I don't think it's too worth it having all those bales. But even between now and then, if there's some silage contracts that come up, I think now that I have all the equipment, I can probably definitely do them. I probably still borrow equipment just because the mowers they provide are better than mine. But we do technically have all the equipment to do silage bills ourselves now. So it's definitely a very exciting step for our progress here on the farm. All right, I'm going to go ahead and keep getting these. I'll bring you back in probably once I am about to sell some. All right, we are just finishing up the last row. I'm hoping I can get one more bale out of it, maybe. Maybe go pick up some scraps to finish it if needed. Perfect. That last little bit's not going to make much of a difference. Okay, so that should drop. So I think I'm going to go try to drop off these 7 first. And see how far along the contract we get from just these. I want to try to keep as many as I can to save until December to make a little bit of extra money. I haven't actually done the math to see how, what the difference would actually be, but I mean, at this point, I might as well. Sorry for those trees. I'm always a little bit too zoomed out. I give you guys like a face full of trees. Is that lined up? Not doing a real good job backing in here. There we go. Alright. See if this finishes it. I think I've mentioned in the past the baling contracts. It's usually not 95% like it is for all the other ones. It seems to be a lot less needed. Oh yeah, finished. And a little extra. About another 900 from the extra. Thought it was ready to pick up. Still unfolding. Or folding, I mean. So yeah, like I said, we're going to take these bales back to the farm. Kind of just put them somewhere out of the way to store until winter. Make a little bit extra money for them. Looks like we're going to have about 9. Not too bad. Yeah, so I sold 7 to turn in the contract. And looks like we're getting 16 total. 7 was actually probably 1 too many, maybe. Probably could have got away with just 6 of them to complete the contract. But yeah, I mean, at this point, less than half. And I didn't even pick up technically all the grass either, so yeah, baling contracts are definitely worth the money. They're a decent amount of work, especially when they're the tedding ones. It's one extra step, but yeah, definitely worth the money. So we are just about at the, we'll call it future farm. I'm going to drop these over towards the field since that's where most of the silage is going to be collected. There's not going to be too much from that small field. So I'm going to drop this over here. I think just right about here for now. Perfect. And actually, now that I just dropped those off, I probably could have left them on to pick up the new bales we're about to create, but it's okay. Alright, stop this here for now. This guy is almost there, so I'll take over. So yeah, I think I mentioned this earlier, but I'm gonna pick up the grass from the original first small field, just to kind of get some of the grass out of the way, so we don't have too big of swaths. This tractor that they gave us for the contract is a little bit small for this baler, but this is pretty flat, so it should be okay. I mean, it did fine on that slight increase, so should be fine on the flat ground. Shouldn't take too long to finish up, so I'll bring you back here in a few minutes when I'm just about done with it. So we're just coming up here on the last pass for this small field. It does look like I'm going to have a little left over, which will be perfectly fine. It'll just sit in there until we cut the next time. So that'll be okay. Of course, it's trees again. Pick up this little bit here. Okay. Fold that up. I'm going to have this worker. Let's just bring it in there for now. Holding up traffic. So these, since they're not part of the contract, these will not be fermented right now. Actually, what does it say is in there? Oh, it does say fermenting. That's interesting. It says it's grass and it's fermenting. Oh, that's just a general bale. Okay. I was just looking at that icon down there in the corner, and it looks like a straw bale, which is kind of confusing because you can't get straw from grass. Um, but it does say grass and it does say fermenting, so I think we should be okay. So, all right, five bales from that little field is not too bad. I am glad that I did buy the bigger field though, just because that would take a while to, 5 bales at a time, maybe twice to 3 times a year. It would definitely take a while to make any decent money from it. So, I'm gonna drop these off near the pile. I'll move that baler over towards this other equipment. Just kind of utilizing this area a little bit now, even though it's not technically mine yet. Hopefully this year, maybe after all these bales are sold, I should potentially have enough. I'm not anywhere close right now, but obviously there's going to be plenty of contracts to potentially do between now and then. Let's see if I can get it to match up pretty well. Oh yeah, it worked pretty good. So if I get out and check, yeah, you can see the information there. 0% fermented, and it's grass currently. And then if you look at these, it says silage. Because these were from the contract, they automatically turn silage. That way you don't have to wait to turn in the contract. But since these were from our field, you have to wait. It should take, I believe it's 2 months for it to fully ferment. So we should be perfectly fine to sell these at the time that we want to. So, all right, drop this off here. Drive this up, and then we can turn our contracts in. And then I think that's all we want to do today. Oh, I just realized I had the time slowed. Let's go back to 5. So, like I said, we get this dropped off, turn in our contracts, and then fast forward to April 2 and see if we can, keep going on the contracts. I almost feel like a broken record with how many times I say contracts, so apologize for that. But it just seems like the way it has to be right now. All right. Good bit of money there. All right, let me teleport. Find my home. So you don't have to see me walking. And let's go. 8 o'clock's fine. Okay. No change in the field yet because we haven't changed the month yet. We're still in April. There's nothing available to harvest yet, except grass. So there won't be harvesting contracts. Looks like just the fertilizing. Might as well take it. Field 11. Oh, that's a pretty small field. So I think kind of my plan in terms of contracts, since I have been doing pretty much exclusively contracts for this entire series so far. I have mentioned that, once we kind of get going on making some money, I want to be a little more picky with the contracts that I choose, and then eventually get to the point where I don't even care about the contracts anymore. I just make money from our field, and hopefully by that point too, it won't be too much longer to the end, kind of the finish of this playthrough, because I feel like once I get to that point, it won't take too long to kind of make a decent amount of money and get all the productions and the cows and all that. So actually, I could probably go a little bit wider. Can this get the whole field? It looks like it can. Oh, just about. Just a little sliver that it can't get. That's okay. We get most of it this way and finish that little piece at the beginning. So yeah, back to the contract conversation. I think what I am hoping for, we'll see if it happens, but what I'm hoping for is through this year, this should hopefully be our last, what are called full contracts year, where I'm taking pretty much everything. Just because I have a field, but I kind of need to have the rest of the farm area to kind of really get started. Let me turn this in, and as I'm talking, I'm gonna speed time a bit, see if any more contracts come up. Yeah, so one more year of full contracts, and then maybe just one, maybe 2 years of the partial contracts. I'm hoping just 2 more years of any contracts whatsoever. Hopefully that should be enough. But we'll have to see. I can't control what contracts come up too much. I mean, technically I can with that mod, but I don't really want to change too much about what's popping up. So yeah, I think I'm going to end it there since there's really no contracts to kind of work on at the moment. Just slow this down before I give the outro. But so yeah, in between episodes look for some interesting contracts. I might bring you back if there's anything interesting to show or not, or we could be in a different month and go from there. So yeah, thank you for watching. Please leave a like if you like the video, and have a good one.